Disclaimer. None of the songs, including intro, artworks, including thumbnail, or characters in the video are mine. This is not an accurate portrayal of the characters. This is not a defamation of character either. This is only for entertainment. Warning. Foul language, grammatical mistakes, typographical errors. As the house they were staying at was mostly used for family reunions, it was naturally huge and had a lot of rooms. But the largest room perhaps is the kitchen. They are confused as to why it's so large since nobody lives there anyway. They just have a caretaker go check on the house thrice a week. But apparently, Hykyuu's family becomes really competitive when it comes to cooking, so the large kitchen is a must. It had walk-in freezers with an S, and a walk-in cooler. They don't really know what the difference was, but it's still cool. They were located in this mini grocery store in the kitchen. Hykyuu calls it a pantry, but everybody can see it clearly for what it was. It's also connected to the wine cellar, which is cool by the way. The ambience of that cellar just screams high class. Of course, they also had this large cake display showcase. Atsumu was behind it trying to fit in all the baked goods. He and Midorima came down from the balcony after their talk and went straight to the kitchen only to see Kagami cooking and Hykyuu struggling to arrange all the baked goods. They volunteered to help and Hykyuu left them to go help Kagami in cooking. They are struggling too since there's just so much, which is why by the time the others came down, they are only just finishing up. It seems everybody decided to wake up early today. The sun isn't even up yet, and their brains aren't functioning properly yet. Those who entered the room stared at all the desserts in silent disbelief. Atsumu lifted his head, made eye contact with them then.
Welcome to the bread bank.
A few moments of silent confusion then. Takao and Kise snickered while Midorima and Aomine looked confused. Kuroko took out his phone and started to film. Atsumu took that as a cue to continue.
We sell bread, we sell loaves. We got bread on deck, bread on the floor. Toasted. Bro, shut the fuck up.
Takao, Midorima exclaimed, scandalized. But before he could scold Takao, Kise spoke.
Listen, I just need a baguette and a brioche.
What? No, we don't.
We don't have either of those. You can get the gluten-free white bread, the potato bread.
What the fuck is gluten? Take that shit out.
Takao.
It's gluten-free.
I don't care if it's free.
That's not.
Swear on your fucking Yeezys. If you wanna fight, we gon' fight.
What? No, don't.
You trying to be on World Star?
What, you gonna record it?
Yeah. I got my dollar store camera on.
What's the fucking situation?
What?
Hykyuu entered the room with that dialogue, Kagami following behind him like a lost puppy.
What the fuck do you want?
What?
I'm the motherfucking manager.
At the bread store? Tell him to take the motherfucking gluten out the bread.
Kise.
I'm gonna need you to shut that bullshit up, chief. We can't take shit out the bread.
Why put it in the first place? I know y'all smoking that pack.
Smoking.
We got crackers, no gluten.
Fuck crackers.
It's gluten-free. You want the gluten or not?
Hell no. You better take the gluten out that damn shit.
Look, we got whole wheat, gluten-free. Texas toast, gluten-free. Tortilla.
Fuck all that. What bitch ass country are y'all from where they got this bullshit at?
Florida.
Wait, you're from?
I knew it.
Look, you can either take this yeast, or I'm calling the police.
I'm going waste.
He said what?
Nah, don't call the police, I got a warrant.
What?
Honestly, fuck y'all. I ain't never seen nobody act like this over no bread.
What the fuck are you saying?
All I'm saying is fuck y'all's bread. Fuck the gluten.
Rio chill.
And fuck them crackers.
The crackers don't have gluten.
I'll take those.
Okay, that's gonna be 5.
Nah, fuck that. I ain't paying.
Takeo and Kais left the kitchen with a plate of crackers. Okay, what the fuck just happened? I wanna watch Barbie, Kise declared as they were eating breakfast. That's a great idea. We can just binge watch today. Yup. We have snacks ready too. Seriously? We are not watching Barbie. Uncultured swines. I don't think Barbie movies are that entertaining. Tasteless ass bitch. Kagami-kun. You're a heathen. Oh, Shin-chan. You have horrible taste as usual. Aminachi, you need to be cultured. No. You guys can watch Barbie on your own. I'm gonna take a nap. I'll be reading a book. How she gotta have smooth clear skin, perfect white teeth, beautiful hair and makeup when she's been in that island for years. Girl, you stank. Parker. Ticker baby, I love you, but that was an asshole move. Let's be honest here. Bibble is the MVP of the movie. Agreed. Yup. Shiver is a simp and I kin. Am I the only one who wanna slap Madam Carp? Nah. Am I the only one who thinks Preminger is gay? Maybe he's European. Ever think about that?
But I'm not a king. I can't give you what he can.
I think you're like this.
A rock?
Unassuming on the outside, but a treasure within.
Unassuming on the outside but a treasure within my ass. She just called him ugly. Why she got a bump on everybody?
Locker, please extend curtain for a princess primp. Oh, it's fabulous. The best thing about Princess Charm School. Go on, get gorgeous!
I want that locker. Twirl. 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 Now pose.
Is it nap time? How come nobody told me?
Portia is so relatable. Yeah, you're both idiots. Wow, that are many babies. No wonder the queen croaked. She must have been tired. How that carriage survived the trip. They've been sleeping in that room for years and they only notice the pattern now. The real question is, why are they all staying in one room when they have a big ass castle? I hate that monkey. You're a monkey. Wonder how rich I am if I have those flowers. Shut up, you're already rich. Well then I wonder how many times I can kill you if I have those flowers. Dragons.
Secret tunnel, through the mountains, secret tunnel, yeah.
Fugly dragon.
You're twins.
What? No. Really? Mum should have told us. I feel cheated, duped, hoodwinked.
The twins are fine.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
They are all just sitting around, bored out of their minds. They are all groaning as they massage their full tummies. They ate a lot of the food that Kagami and Oikoa cooked. It took them 2 days to eat all of the food, which is honestly impressive. This is mostly due to Kagami and Amine's appetite. Apparently, if Murasakibara was there, the food would have only lasted a day, which is terrifying. It's their last day on Hokkaido and they have nothing to do. Oikoa sighed and spoke. Wanna go karaoke? There was a flurry of movements, then suddenly, Kise, Takao and Atsumu are in front of them all dressed up and ready to go when only a few moments ago, they were lying on the floor in their pajamas. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
If you want my future, forget my past.
If you wanna get with me, better make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together, we could be just fine. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you wanna be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is.
The Sparkles. Bad bitches Sparkles. Are wheezing. Midorima is horrified and Kiruko is filming every second of the chaos. What's happening, you ask? Well,
I'm just like you. I think that's true. You're just like me. Yes, I can see. We take responsibility. We carry through, do what we need to do. Yes, I am a girl like you. I'm just like you. I'm just like you. You're just like me. You're just like me. It's something anyone can see. A heart that beats, a voice that speaks the truth. Yes, I am a girl like you.
Their voices were both deep, but they were going falsetto just to reach the high notes, and they still can't, so their voices are cracking, and it's so funny. The funniest part is the fact that they are both so into it. They were dancing, their eyes were closed, and it was so adorable and hilarious at the same time. They became hardcore Barbie fans after they binge-watched Barbie movies yesterday. They all watch intently as Midorima stood in front of them waiting for the music to play. Let's just pretend they can't know what he's singing until the music plays. They are curious as to what would he sing. A ballad maybe? When the first note of the music started playing, they all screamed. The sounds they were making could no longer be called human, much less music, and they were so loud they could be heard from outside the building. The people were scared. Okay, let's give it a twist, guys. Partner up, please. Once everyone was with their partners, Oikoa explained the twist. Partners: Kagami and Kiruko, Amina and Kisei, Midorima and Takao, Atsumu and Oikoa. Okay, so what we're going to do is choose a song for our partner to sing. Everybody nodded. But not just any song. It should be a song that could describe the one singing. A song that could pass as their theme song. Everybody agreed since it seemed exciting. So anyone wanna volunteer? Surprisingly, it was Kiruko who stood up and immediately picked a song before handing the mic to an offended but has no choice Kagami. Kagami reluctantly accepted the mic and went to the front while Kiruko sat back down and opened his camera. When the music started, everybody howled in laughter. Kiruko: "Bastard, I'm not going to sing this." But you have to, Kagami. Yup, you have to. Come on, sing. Everybody started to chant sing, but Kagami continued to refuse. Oikoa smirked. Come on guys, stop it. Kagami-kun is too embarrassed to sing. Ha. Who's embarrassed? I'm not embarrassed. What are you talking about? Kagami denied even as his face turned red. Oikoa's smirk grew wider. I didn't mean anything bad about it, Kagami-kun. I just thought I could help you since you obviously can't sing. I can sing just fine. You watch. Kagami lifted the mic to his mouth and started singing, which caused everyone to laugh again.
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
They are walking down the street to the plaza where the giant Christmas tree is located so they could take pictures. They are walking slowly as the roads are now full of thick snow. Oikoa and Atsumu were discussing nicknames for their new friends. Midorima-kun, what's your first name? Shintaro. Ugh, why the fuck is your name is long? Midorima shrugged. Pretty sure Murasakibara's is longer. Your names are a nightmare. What's Murasakibara's? Ha. I said it correctly. First name, Midorima side, Atsushi. I'll call him Sashi then. Seriously? Yup. What was your name again, Midorima-kun? Sai Shintaro. I'll call you Ruru then. Why do you like using the last of people's names for nicknames? It's cute. Then I'll call Kagami-kun Kagami-me. Pretty sure the point of nicknames is to shorten names, not make them longer. Babe, it's cute. Oikawa rolled his eyes at his best friend's antics. I'll call Amine-kun Kiki. Let me guess. Kuruko-kun's Coco? Nah, that sounds weird. And Kiki doesn't. Atsumu shrugged. I'll call him Roku. Like Avatar Roku. The others were watching them with unamused faces. They then sighed in defeat, knowing they can't stop them. What about me? Takao babe is Takao babe. Atsumu nodded sagely. And baby Kise is baby Kahise. I suppose. I'll just call Midorima-kun. Mido-chan. For Kagami-kun. Ka-chan? PFFT. Does that make Ruru Deku? No. Everybody laughed. I'll call you Mum then. Like Oka-chan, hahaha. What? No. Wait, that's actually nice. Kuruko-kun would be Mama Coco like from the movie, then Kagami-me would be Papa, hahaha. Please don't. Oikawa raised an eyebrow as the side of his lips quirked in a barely restrained smirk. Would you rather I call you Daddy then? Amine roared with laughter. Kise. Atsumu and Takao giggled as Midorima coughed in surprise and Kuruko smiled slightly. Kagami spluttered out incoherent sentences as he turned as red as his hair. Ah, Gomen. I forgot that you're still a minor. A baby. Still so very much innocent. I forgot that such language is inappropriate for your age. Sorry for tainting your innocence, child. I'll buy you candy. So please forgive me, okay? Oikawa was patting Kagami's head, which was bowed in embarrassment and irritation as the others all laugh at his expense. He growled and swept Oikawa off his feet. Literally. Oikawa yelped in surprise and instinctually held onto Kagami's neck. Ha. Who's the baby now? Oikawa-san. Oikawa blinked for a few moments as their friends were still laughing. He realized what happened and smiled at Kagami. He wiggled in Kagami's arm and made himself comfortable. This is actually kind of nice. Good job, servant. Now carry me to my destination. Atsumu. Kise and Takao gasped. Aminachi. Carry me too. Amine smiled fondly at his boyfriend, who was making himself smaller and making puppy dog eyes at him. He bent down slightly and carried Kise over his shoulder. This isn't what I meant. Well, too bad. He laughed as he pat Kise's butt. Aminachi, you pervert. Amine just laughed in response. Seeing as Midorima was the only one available to carry them, Atsumu and Takao turned to him with their hands clasped together. Shin-chan. Takao and Atsumu shouted at the same time. They then turned to each other and gasped, pointing at each other. Arrival. I challenge you. I am the rightful princess for the prince. I am the best princess. So it comes to this, my dear friend. Forgive me, dear, but if I have to fight you for the prince's hands, then so be it. I pray that it didn't have to come to this, but Alice. And now, you will lose. Ha. The only thing I will be losing is a dear friend. You. Stop it. I am not carrying either of you. Takao and Atsumu gasped while dramatically clutching their chests. But my prince. Are you truly rejecting both of us? How dishonorable, your highness. A very unwise decision. Surely you'd fight to carry a princess such as ourselves? No. They gasped again. How cold? As cold as the snow beneath our feet. No. Much colder. The others were all laughing at their antics. Some bystanders were even watching them and laughing. Still no. Well, since we have no choice. Takao and Atsumu turned to face Kuruko. Your Majesty, the prince's rejection made me realize how unfit I am to be a princess. Would you allow me to serve you at least? I volunteer myself as well, your Majesty. I might not be fit to be a princess, but I will surely make a good prince. The two were down on one knee, each presenting a hand towards Kuruko. Kuruko studied them, all three of them, and walked towards Takao, sitting on his lap. Takao lifted Kuruko bridal style and smirked at Atsumu, who was on his hands and knees on the snow. I lost. It seems, my dear friend, that I am the superior prince. Atsumu lifted his face with face scrunched up in fake anguish as he looked at Kuruko. How could you, mother? Why have you betrayed me like this? I need not a son, but a lover. Several gasps echoed in the plaza. Cold-blooded. They all ignored Kise's whispered comment. Atsumu clutched his chest with both hands as he slowly collapsed on the snow. I've been betrayed and left for dead by my own mother. I have lost my will to live and my will to fight. I will now lie here in wait as the cold slowly consumes me. It would be painful indeed, but not as painful as the cold sting of betrayal. The others were trying hard to muffle their laughter as Atsumu monologues while he's lying on the snow. Tangina, it hurts. There were a sudden burst of laughter from the teenagers around them who were watching their show. Goodbye, cruel world. Atsumu lifted one hand to the sky as he faked cries. He felt movement at his feet and he lifted his head to look, only to see Midorima crouching down with his back facing Atsumu. You're so dramatic. Just get on. Atsumu lifted a hand to his mouth, faking a sob. My prince, you've come back for me. Midorima sighed. Of course, my princess. How could I leave my love to suffer? Midorima replied in a monotone voice, but his entire face up to his ears is red. Is it true? Your feelings for me? I've just been betrayed, my prince. I do not trust so easily. My feelings for you is as real as the reality of your mother leaving you dead for a man, my princess.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Snickers could be heard all around them. Do you need me to kiss you and prove it to you? Atsumu broke character as he threw his head back with a laugh before composing himself and standing up and plopping himself on Midorima's back. No, my prince. You only need to carry me. Midorina stood up with Atsumu on his back. Whatever you wish, my princess. Applause surrounded them and Atsumu blushed, now only noticing the crowd. Their friends laughed at him. Where do we go now? We were supposed to go to the plaza, right? Yes. Well then, forward, my loyal henchman. Take me to the tree of life. Don't shout. I'll drop you. That's no way to talk to your king. Kagami made a face but arranged Oikawa to a more comfortable position. Oikawa was light, but he was carrying him for the entirety of the impromptu play, so he's a bit tired. Let's go. As you wish, your majesty. Follow them, our Minachi. You won't be bossing me around later. Kise blushed. Shut up, pervert. Onward, noble steed. Oh, so I was a prince before, but now I'm just a horse? Shush, Ruru. Horses don't talk. Midorima grumbled under his breath but walked forward. They reached to the plaza where the giant Christmas tree was located. Sit me down there, peasant. Kagami is so done with Oikawa's shenanigans, but judging by the mirth in his eyes, he was enjoying it. Still though, he dropped Oikawa on the snow and walked away. Oikawa squawked in offense. He wasn't really hurt as the snow was thick. He was just being dramatic. It's been a long time since he could be this free without any judgment. How dare. Off with his head. You okay there, Grand King? Shut up, Tsumu. Atsumu just laughed. Oikawa gathered snow in his hand and threw it at the back of Kagami's head. Kagami stopped walking and turned around to glare at Oikawa, who just stuck his tongue at him. Bakagami. Oikawa. Use honorifics, you brat. Kagami kneeled down and gathered snow on his hands too before throwing it at Oikawa's face. Kise laughed loudly and Oikawa threw him snow. Atsumu laughed and Kise tried to throw him snow, only for Atsumu to use Midorima as a shield. Takao laughed as Midorima dropped Atsumu and threw snow at Takao, who in turn used Kiruko as a shield. They all stared at each other with eyes squinted in suspicion. Then suddenly, snowballs were flying everywhere and hitting various targets, including bystanders who also joined in on the war. The entire plaza was turned into a war zone, complete with snow forts and snow ammunition. Teams with complete strangers have been made and some people have given up, pretending to be fallen soldiers as they watch the chaos unfold. Hey! A voice suddenly called out at the group and they all looked to see just in time for a camera to flash, catching them off guard. The picture contained Kise on top of Aomine, blushing heavily. How that happened? Well, after snowballs started flying everywhere, Aomine took Kise down and they wrestled until Kise was on top of Aomine, smiling smugly at his boyfriend below him, who just smirked and pulled Kise in for a kiss. Near them was Midorima on his back with Takao and Atsumu beside him, trying to bury him in the snow. That happened when Atsumu was left out of the snowball fight and proceeded to chase the Christmas disco lights, trying to step on them like a little kid. He was chasing the green light but then grew tired and tapped Midorima's green hair, shouting, "Caught it." This caused Midorima to tap his head too, and they ended up poking each other aggressively with Takao laughing at them. That irritated Midorima, who poked Takao. Offended, He teamed up with Atsumu and took down Midorima. Near them was Oikawa on his back with Kagami hovering above him holding a snowball aimed at Oikawa's face with Kiruko behind him holding another snowball except his was as big as Kagami's head and ready to be dropped on it too. After the first snowball, they both just kept targeting each other. Oikawa recruited Kiruko who would sneak in throws a few times. Irritated, Kagami jumped and pushed a laughing Oikawa on the snow, ready to shove a snowball directly at his face. Sensing his child in trouble, Kiruko immediately gathered tons of snow to drop on Kagami's head. Then their attentions were stolen by the sudden call. Despite being caught off-guard, they all looked so happy in the picture. They all looked so disheveled and their positions looked more like they were having a fight, but you could feel from the photo just how happy all of them were. They were surrounded by lights with their eyes reflecting them, but somehow the brightest thing in the photo were their smiles. Atsumu knocked on Sakusa's door. He just arrived in Tokyo from Hokkaido and is very excited to meet his boyfriend again. Is he excited to meet you again? He really missed him. Did he miss you? He didn't even turn his phone back on because he was afraid he'd text Sakusa immediately and ruin the surprise. Who are you kidding? You didn't turn it back on because you know he never cared you were gone. He shook his head off those horrible thoughts. Of course he cares. He's my boyfriend. That thought didn't ease him and he knocked on the door again. His anxiety making the knocks harder than necessary. He almost collapsed in relief when the door opened. Omi. Hi. Atsumu waved excitedly as he entered the house uninvited. He wouldn't normally do this, but something about being outside made him really anxious. He took his shoes off and turned around to see Sakusa still standing at the door, giving him a look that made his stomach churn. He swallowed and took an unconscious step back. He forced a smile on his face as he turned around to avoid Sakusa's gaze only to stop when his name was called. Stop it. Stop it. He's just calling your name. There's nothing wrong with that. He closed his eyes and took a few calming breaths before turning around to face Sakusa again. Sakusa studied him for a few moments and Atsumu resisted the urge to fidget under that gaze. Sakusa breathed in while Atsumu held his. Let's break up. Oikawa silently opened the door to Iwaizumi's dorm with his own keys. He stopped by the door when he heard moans coming from further in the apartment. Watching porn? How naughty I were. He grinned to himself as he quietly removed his shoes. He tiptoed to the living room only to stop cold in his tracks at the sight in front of him. Iwaizumi was having sex with a girl.
Not sorry about what I said. I'm just trying to have some fun. Don't worry, don't lose your head. I didn't mean to hurt